Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Good morning, Jermaine. Good morning, Debo. Oh, no, you're Harvey. That's right. Yeah, that's Harvey. Harvey on the board. And DJ will be joining us momentarily. So I want to welcome everybody to the program. We have two guests in studio with us this morning. Miss Nadia Johnson. I had a problem with Johnson and Mr. Benjamin Juarez. How you guys doing?
Good. Thank you for
Good.
having us.
Yeah. Benjamin, you still wearing that Brewers cap, huh?
Ah.
I am too. I am too. So
yeah, I'm
that's-
still, keeping it
Rocking
strong.
with him.
Yeah.
This is Tech Week.
This is Wisconsin Tech Month.
Yeah.
So let's do this and just have a discussion. We're going to have a discussion about AI. We'll start with you, Nadia. Tell us
Yes.
about you, and then Benjamin,
Yeah.
tell us about you.
Happy to. CEO and founder of Milky Way Tech Hub. We launched in 2017 as our effort to increase representation in the field of technology. So we're working very hard to get more Black folks in the space of tech. So we have three pillars to education and workforce, entrepreneurship, and community. And I fell in love with technology in my early 20s, mainly because I saw how it can make a tremendous impact, positive impact in our communities. And so that's one of the reasons why I started Milky Way Tech Hub. And then we went on to start Wisconsin Tech Month, but we'll get into that in just a bit.
And I'm Ben Juarez. I'm one of the co-founders of Latinos in Tech, and we
Say your last name again. So.
I'm Ben Juarez. Yes,
Juarez.
with it's a J, but you can use the H. Juarez.
Juarez.
Yeah. So we started Latinos in Tech, similar to for the reasons why Nadia started Milky Way Tech Hub, is for us to essentially increase representation in the tech or in technology for Latinos, just having more of us kind of getting in the higher echelons of technology, not just networking, but also software engineering and design.
Are you both Milwaukee natives?
Yep, born, raised, and educated. I always say I hope it shows.
Raised,
Raised?
but not born. Los Angeles, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I grew up a Dodgers fan, so
yeah.
don't get mad at me. But I'm more of a Brewers fan now. I got here when I was 12,
They
so
spanked the Mets
that's why I say
the other
raised.
night. Man, they put a whooping on the Mets. Where'd you go to high school here?
Rivers King for me.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Pulaski.
Oh,
for me.
Pulaski.
Yeah, both
Well,
MPS.
We'll be talking about Pulaski a little bit later.
Oh,
yeah.
Got a little
All
situation
the
over there.
sports
Yeah.
situation, the
We'll
football.
talk about
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
that is unfortunate.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no,
Right?
I hope they reverse that.
I do too.
Same.
But it's
Man.
Milwaukee. It's not going to happen. But let's go because I got to get to. I know Jermaine would. So when we talk about this is Tech Month, Wisconsin Tech Month. Obviously, the 800-pound gorilla in the room is AI technology.
Mhm.
So let's talk a little bit about very simply, what is AI, artificial intelligence, right?
Well, so the theme of Wisconsin Tech Month is artificial intelligence and the future of work. So I'm happy to talk about AI. Einstein always says, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So I'll attempt to explain artificial intelligence, a more complex topic, but as simply as I can. AI is a subset of computer science. Okay, so it's basically imparting human intelligence into machines. So that could mean logic, learning, reasoning, getting machines to do tasks that humans can do. And Ben, feel free to add to that definition if you'd like.
I mean, I can't get any better than that. She has her PhD in AI, so I can't win.
So,
Just kidding.
so that's a higher level explanation. But if you look under the hood, while it seems like you're dealing with magic, right? I'm sure you guys have experimented or used probably every day, like ChatGPT or Claude or your favorite AI bot, right? It feels like a little bit like magic, but really under the hood, it's just mathematics.
So isn't it also an advancement of just computer science, where now it's next level computer science? I can remember when I took computer science in college. And it was many, many years ago. We were still doing basic and Fortran,
Mm.
and just see the
Yeah.
advancement of
Yeah.
computers.
Yeah.
But there's always been a certain level of artificial intelligence happening with computers, correct?
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because while AI is becoming increasingly democratized over the last 24 plus months, the term itself was coined in 1940s.
Mhm.
Okay. And the reality is that AI has been leveraged over the last 2 decades or so within, widely used consumer products. If you're on Netflix, there's AI that's being used. If you're, communicating with Siri or Alexa, right? That's a form of
Or
artificial
watching
intelligence.
Star Wars. The movie
Say it again.
Star Wars.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that probably Ben could speak more to Star Wars.
No, what I'm saying is, though, when you look at technology and movies,
Sure.
I'm trying to think of the company that was just really out there. I don't know if it was the Spielberg group, but where they were really cutting edge
Yeah.
in terms of that.
Mhm.
But it seems to be it's the natural progression in terms of us
Mhm.
computerizing, for
Yeah.
lack of a better term, our society.
Yeah. So it's leveraging data for a specific output. So whether it
Mhm.
be, a recommended model, a prescriptive model, using data to impart human intelligence into machines. And so now what the everyday person has access to, at least I should say should have access to, is the form of artificial intelligence called generative AI, which is kind of taken over everything, it seems, right? And so, Ben, feel free to chime in, but generative AI, I believe, is one of the revolutionary technologies that I'm comparing to electricity these days.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Um, so when we look at it, technology, it benefits us as a whole. But one thing happens with technology is that there's going to be human displacement based on mechanization, computerization.
Mhm.
Those things happen.
Right.
So how do we now, where we realize that AI is our reality, people in the workforce been able to adapt
Mhm.
to this advancing technology?
Sure. I mean, to be honest with you, in 10, 20 years, we're probably going to see the majority of like what we know work now kind of disappear. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That we have several different ways to essentially adapt to all of this. Um, if you're new to AI or you're afraid of AI, I would recommend that you begin working with it a little bit, training with it. You can train yourself in AI. There's like certifications, small classes, and things like that, so that you learn what exactly it is. You can't just like let other people let you know what it is, right? Somebody's gonna come up to you and say, "Oh, AI does this and that." Well, why don't you find out for yourself? And that's what I recommend people do. Begin to work with it, and you'll see that it's not as bad as you might think. The robots aren't coming for us, etc.
Yet.
Not yet.
I saw the Terminator. What the future looks like.
But I think your question is very important and something that needs to have more conversation around. So I attended a conference earlier this year where I learned a startling statistic that apparently 40% of 2022's labor hours are going to be adopted or taken by artificial intelligence by 2025, something like that. And so that should kind of stir a sense of urgency in everyone to, one, understand what artificial intelligence is, how they can leverage it productively, and how they can prepare for the future of workforce. And so Ben and I hear it all the time. It's not AI that's going to take your job, but it's the person that knows how to leverage artificial intelligence that's going to take your job.
Mhm.
And so I do think that it is critically important, especially for Black and Brown communities, to understand how to leverage artificial intelligence productively, because the jobs that will be taken, unfortunately, are ones of marginalized communities largely. And so, with that in mind, I also think that it's important to kind of take an optimistic perspective as well. I mentioned that artificial intelligence, in my opinion, is akin to electricity in terms of how revolutionary it is, which means that there is such great potential for us to possibly begin to close some of the wealth gaps. In the United States, because there is such potential in leveraging artificial intelligence to build products that can bring in not just family sustaining wages, but generational wealth. And so, with that in mind, how are we as a community educating ourselves so that we're not left behind? There's this one of my favorite clips I love to show folks when I'm doing AI workshops is a conversation between Letterman, if you guys remember Letterman, you guys are in media, and Bill Gates, and they're having a conversation, and Letterman is kind of giving Bill Gates a hard time, like, why should I use the internet? Why do I need a personal computer? And Bill Gates is trying to explain the importance of the internet and how revolutionary it is. And Letterman just let him have it. Like, I have a tape recorder, I have magazines, I don't need the internet. But now, obviously, decades later, we can see why it's important, why it has made such a huge impact in society. And I'm sure you all, if you were around during that time, would have wished, man, I wish I've gotten in earlier in that space. So here we are now with another revolutionary technology. And my concern is that there are too many people who are fear mongering and maybe too concerned with the wrong things. Like AI is going to wake you up one day with a gun and say, join our military, right? Instead of being afraid of the fact that we're not going to be a part of this movement.
I think, and maybe there are people who can remember seeing 2001 Space Odyssey. There's another movie called Colossus where this computer basically takes over the world. The fear that people have, it's a superstition, but it's a fear that people have that it's just going to take over the world. The issue, though, that I think people are missing is you're already being exposed to it, right? And there are benefits that we receive for it. In my car, there's a cruise control, right? But in that cruise control, there is sensors that will basically, you steer the car, but it brakes the car, accelerates the car, right? It's kind of how that technology becomes a benefit. But we can't, and I understand the fear, and I use the term, it's a probably old term. When you talk about mechanization, for example, that does displace human labor. You know, that so do we start preparing people in school? Like, I'm assuming that kids are really exposed to AI, but do you think it needs to be more formalized in terms of the instruction to then get them to the point, the education gets them to the vocation, if I can?
Absolutely. I 100% believe that that's what we need to be doing now. There are schools already doing it, actually, especially in China. I mean, if we want to know who we're competing against, you know, in the world, it's China, and they're already having kids starting to code up, you know, AI brains, right? Things like that. They're going all out when it comes to AI because they know that that's the future, and they're not going to let fear stop them, right? Fear is fun in a sense. Now, why do I say that? Fear is fun in terms of entertainment. Fear is going to be it's a good hook for a story. And so we see that all the time. We see these dystopian futures when it comes to AI, where the machines are coming and they're going to attack us. Everything's going to go wrong. Something's going to go wrong, and then that's going to lead to the end of the world. It's always a good hook.
We're in good shape, though. Sarah Connors will save us.
She has John
because
Connor.
If people, if they saw that you talked about it, but if people, again, and media, that shapes our thinking.
It does shape our thinking, but you know, it's not very entertaining to say, well, one day we had AI and everybody was happy. Like, and things started getting better. Like a feel-good story is a lot harder to write than something that'll grab you and be like, this robot, like all the robots were happy and nice, and then all of a sudden this one robot turned evil, and then like started turning all of the like how, right now I've got you hooked, right? And so you know, when you're thinking about that, it's a powerful narrative to then control to control that narrative of AI. And so we kind of need to go away from that like I said, we can't let other people tell us how to think.
So you're doing Wisconsin Tech Week
month.
I'm sorry. What is that?
So we started Wisconsin Tech Month because while the Milky Way Tech Hub was making incredible traction here in the state of Milwaukee, started to hear from different places like Racine and Kenosha and Oconomowoc, recognizing the work they were doing, kind of wanted to get into this Tech Hub movement. And so we thought, why not do something a little bit bigger, right? These different cities have weeks. Why not a month-long statewide effort to really start to take up space as a Black-led organization, and also amplify the work that's happening here in Milwaukee and have it spearhead the statewide tech hub movement. And so in 2021, Milky Way Tech Hub founded Wisconsin Tech Month in partnership with Governor Evers to really unify the state of Wisconsin behind our mission. And in 2022, we brought in Latinos in tech so that we can continue to expand our reach into different demographics. So right now, as it stands, Wisconsin Tech Month is 100 plus crowdsource events across the entire state of Wisconsin, again, aiming to ensure that as we grow as a tech ecosystem.
Just when you say crowdsource,
we have not everybody knows.
Yeah, because we have an older listening
audience. Okay, so sure.
Explain what a crowdsource is.
Crowdsource just means that there are other individuals, other organizations that are getting in on this movement and hosting their own events across the state of Wisconsin. So now we have satellite sites in Northeast Wisconsin. And this year, what makes this year special is that we are now expanding our reach into the Midwest region. So we are partnering with different organizations to host events in Chicago and in Detroit so that we can kind of showcase Wisconsin as spearheading the tech movement in the Midwest region.
Do we have anything that's happening here locally?
Of course, so many different events happening. Just last week, we had our flagship event, the Equity in Tech Summit. This week, we had our Women in Tech Trailblazers event. So many other events happening throughout the rest of the month. I'll let Ben share a bit
more. We have, for those that are interested in, speaking to an engineer, or to a designer or somebody in tech, tonight actually at Zocalo, we're having a networking event.
Where?
At Zocalo. That's on 6th and Pierce.
Anything else going on?
Yeah, we have a hackathon going on next Saturday on the 26th. So if you're curious about that, that's like, people get together and like just start creating, different technology. If they want to create like a little website or a little app or even a little video game, they can do it there together with other engineers and designers. That would be very interesting. If you're not an engineer or designer, if you're not in tech at all, it would be cool for you to go and check it out, because then you can see how technology teams actually work together. It's a microcosm of that. So if you're interested in seeing, checking all of that out, go on our website, witechmonth.com. Go October 26th. You'll see it's called Hack Creation, and it's a very, very interesting kind of phenomena, if you will.
Engaging event.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Learn about artificial intelligence and visit witechmonth.com to get involved.
Miss Nadia Johnson, Mr. Benjamin Juarez.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming in. And again, go on. You were gonna.
Thank you for having us.
No, you were gonna. I thought you were gonna. I appreciate. You're an engineer.
I am by trade a computer software engineer.
Okay. Where'd you? Marquette
University, 3-degree. Shawty.
Okay. You're an engineer.
I am an engineer. Yeah, it's self-taught. I'm originally a policy analyst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you all coming in on a Friday. Maybe you'll be back.
I hope so.
That'd be great. I'd love to have just, and I, not to be offensive, but geeks and nerds are welcomed here because I am a geek and a nerd. So
amen.
That is not a bad
no offense taken.
Yeah, we could just get into
people.
our full geekness, right?
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Again, Nadia, thank you. Benjamin, thank you. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Community Voice. And again, let me thank Nadia and let me thank Benjamin. I think it's a conversation we really have to have, and especially for our listening demographic, right? Because if there's going to be any fear out there, young people are already being conditioned to understand that this is part of the reality for many of us. You know, how many of us were resistant to even doing direct deposit?
Mm-hmm.
Want my check? Well,
Emails.
And you look
it's
at
just a part of we had a long discussion years ago about evolution and evolution takes on so many different avenues, but the technological evolution that just has taken place since the 80s.
Just since the early 2000s. When did the cell phone, like we look at today, that was what, early 2000s?
What, the cell phone?
No, I'm talking about that beginning to. We had cell phones.
Yeah, man, we had the huge cable box that we used to carry.
Huh? Pagers.
Yeah, pagers.
I mean, I could even remember a time when I was on the bus and I would lose my mind if I didn't have my MP3 player or my iPod.
Oh wow!
Now
It's your phone.
it's all on our phone.
All on
But
your
it's
phone.
still your phone.
Right.
You know, and you can't. You take your phone everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere. And now we expect immediate response because,
Yeah.
you know, I was
Mad now if you don't respond on your own device. They get mad if you don't.
oh man, first ring. Where were you? Trying to get to the phone.
Nah.
What did we do prior to this? How did we find out the Big Mama died prior to this?
A page.
Oh, but remember that was long distance. You paid for long distance.
You know, you had to call down home and let all of them know.
Yeah.
Big Mama had passed, so they
You say call down home. You say call down.
Oh, that cat country boy.
phone without the written phone.
Oh, that thick thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Mama had a book that she had all the numbers wrote down in.
Yeah.
And she get that book out, and well, she didn't get it out because she had passed,
Yeah. This,
and she was dead. So, right, Keith?
this dude. This dude is terrible.
We was talking about that the other day.
Woke
And you
up
walk
dead.
in and somebody start talking in that coffin, and you be like, "Whoa, wasn't expecting that."
Man, I'm out of here. I ain't even talking.
Yeah, but no, and when you think about the technology,
Yeah.
we began to see it with just the cost of a phone call came down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Technology is getting smarter, and we're getting dumber.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is
Yeah.
because
How many phone numbers do you remember?
I don't know none. I don't know
How many
any
phone
phone
numbers
numbers.
do you
everybody's
remember?
phone, you can rattle them
Yeah.
off just like that.
You a numbers guy, so I know. Yeah,
So now, how many do you remember?
And that's true because I still remember our old house number from right over there from 30-some years ago. 445
What's my phone
1810.
number? What's my number?
Not a clue.
And
I
we
just
talk-
Oh, I got
man,
I got your number,
no,
Mr. Debo.
I have his number, but I can just put his name in.
That's
I just put his name in and then push the thing. Yeah, Mr. Debo, yeah. But if you ask me what your number is, I don't know. But I remember our home landline.
Yeah.
445 1810. That's crazy.
445.
445.
And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm gonna ask you a question
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
What's your father's phone number?
No clue.
That's
You know your
bad.
mother's phone number?
No clue.
That's bad.
No, it ain't.
It is.
No, it ain't because I'm gonna tell you
If
why.
it's any
Hold
phone
up,
number
listen,
that I
hold up.
remember is my brother's, my mom, my grandmother's.
Let me tell you why.
I got my mama.
Let me tell you why.
And my wife's.
Because when you get so caught up in your everyday technology of pushing a button, and it takes you to them, you push that button. After a while, your brain is trained to not even learn the number. It's
Not-
trained that way.
Now, I could see if their number has changed throughout the years, but my mama, my grandma, my brother, those numbers have stayed the same since
But they stay
I
the
was-
same.
I
They
was
see
born.
they
So
they stayed the same. So we talking about
like
so we
my
talking about-
uncle, dude changed phone numbers like he changed draw. So it is no number that I could remember. I don't remember his recent
Well,
number.
let's say you change your mom's number. That would be a big adjustment for you because you've been so used to that number,
Right.
Yeah.
and now you got to learn numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be a changed number, and I could still learn that one just because she had the one that she has now forever. So it's
See-
only one number that I have to relearn instead of like my uncle.
But
where
that's
it's
the
like
thing, though.
7, 8. It's
So you
probably
just
more,
heard
it's
what he
probably more than
said,
7
right?
to 8.
So you just heard that he just said that the number has been the same, right? That 445-1810 has been this number that we use for 30-some years. Now that it's changed, and they got different numbers because they live in Texas, and it changed when technology was already evolving. So now it's at your thumb, though. You push the name, boom, it calls them. So all you got to do is remember where mama name is in your phone.
If I take
You ain't even got to do that. Now you can say, "Hey Siri,
Call mama, and it's gonna call.
yeah, I do that all the time. Hey Siri, call Rhonda.
Boom, and it's gonna call.
That's
How
gonna
long
call.
has Miss Rhonda had her number?
His phone just woke up. And it called
There you go.
right now.
Rhonda, he calling.
They calling Rhonda.
He said, "Hello, can't you on the
That's
radio?"
AI.
Yeah.
How long has Miss Rhonda had her number?
Since we've had cell phones, we've had the same cell phone.
It should be no reason why you don't remember that
I do
number.
remember a number. I said my mom's and Rhonda. I don't
Right.
remember Gary's. I don't remember Francine's. That's in my phone. But mom's and certainly Rhonda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing about Rhonda is, well, my mom too. I'm power of attorney for my mom, so I'm responsible for stuff. So I have to put her number in.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
to put her address
Yeah.
in, right? So I'm
Yeah.
constantly doing it, so it's there. Obviously, with Rhonda's, we've had the same number since we've had cell phones. So,
Yeah.
but our house, we have the house phone just because it's part of the cable package. We don't even use the house phone.
See now. So now also too, when like for me,
Oh, hold on, man.
oh,
All right, brother Nate Luckett. Good folks there at the New Pits Mortuary. I got to shout out brother Nate. I got to
Oh,
shout out
yeah.
brother Nate.
yeah, Nate, call my uncle Blue Jesus is so funny. It's the funniest
And I
thing.
met a couple of his brothers,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man, I mean,
Yeah,
the
man, them
Luckett
cats the
brothers.
same, man.
Oh my God, the Luckett brothers. All right,
Yeah.
go on, man.
but no, back to what I was saying. So for me, like I know my phone number by heart because you look at it.
It's yours.
Not only that is yours, but you have looked at it over and over, and you might have wrote it down over and over, and on applications or on stuff. So the more you write it, it's gonna imprint in your brain. But if you don't write your mama number every day, or type thing, how technology is, you're just gonna
But
call.
you have something now called the cloud,
Yeah,
which means that if you have, and I don't know if you regularly back up your data.
yeah.
I regularly back up
I
data.
do
I
not.
don't.
Yeah,
You
do.
don't. You probably have, didn't realize. You
No,
don't?
I don't.
You
My-
got an
or-
Apple phone?
Or it
My
might
my
automatically
storage
do it.
too full. I got delete stuff.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Or you might
Well,
want
the
to
one
check your
thing I
cloud,
did
brother.
was, man, I made sure I had capability because I keep all my music.
Mhm.
I have many books on.
I mean, I got streaming services now, so I don't care about the music that I got or had.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man, I just got a text that said, "Learn your parents' number."
you're right. What's wrong with you, man?
Cause it's too much. It's too many numbers, man. Like 214 and 739. Such man, listen, it ain't 414, so I'm not finna do that. It's too much.
And now we have to do area codes.
Yeah, we still on
Yeah.
that. You need to know them
Yeah,
numbers.
man. Hey, man, there's too many numbers,
You
man.
need to know them numbers, man.
Too many numbers,
Yeah,
man.
too
And
many
he talking,
numbers.
about area code. It's only 3 numbers.
Yeah, but you gotta remember 414.
Right.
414. I gotta remember
But somebody living
214
in
and
Waukesha,
567.
is
and-
262, right?
Yeah.
262. And then what is
And,
it?
and how many
908?
times have we seen those numbers? So that ain't hard to remember.
Yeah, but mine is
Y'all
Texas.
just
So
making
mine is Texas
excuses
and
for
Florida.
nothing. Remember that number, man.
But mine is Texas, Florida.
No,
Yeah, Doc.
it ain't attributing it to me being
He
young.
got a
because
good point, though.
You can't
I
attribute
should
it
know
to
my
me
mama's
being
phone
number
number.
because
You need to know
y'all
your
done
mama's.
did this
No,
without
Jay, you
cell
got to know.
phones.
You got that's right.
Y'all done did this without cell
right.
phones.
And that's why
So
I
don't try
remember
to-
the old number,
If anybody
445.
should have an excuse, it's me
1810.
because I'm younger.
No,
but it
Jack.
ain't. Yeah,
No.
I will say I do know my mama's number.
you better.
Mm-mm.
I do know it, and she's changed it several times.
I don't know
He
my
went Jay to try to get away from you, was he?
I did.
But I keep getting it.
Mama, how come you keep getting murders? Don't worry about it.
What was weird, where she used to reside out on Bradley Road,
Okay.
when she moved to where she's at now over on Glendale, she couldn't take the same number with her.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow her. She could not use that. AT&T is
Yeah.
only in certain areas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had to get a whole new number.
But that was an
Oh.
issue even before all this technology, whether or not you're right, because if you were in a certain
yeah.
area, you couldn't take a 562 and go to 44. You had to get a new
Yeah.
number.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot all about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's true.
So what was it, Bill and AT&T?
Yeah, and here's something else folks don't know.
Cellular.
Back in the day, like your cable box.
Yeah.
You renting that box.
Yep, sure was.
You
yeah.
renting the phone.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
in the day, that phone was owned by what was then it could have
Wisconsin
been
Bell,
Bell,
wasn't it?
Wisconsin Bell. That
Yeah.
was owned. I didn't realize that, man. That
That is true.
yeah, it was. So you just rent. That's why with cable, they want you to have at least one cable box.
Mm.
Not if you streaming.
Not if you're streaming.
Now, if
Jack.
you're streaming, but if you have to have one box because you have the wireless boxes for AT&T.
Mhm.
I don't know if Spectrum has them, but you have to have one box that's connected to the LAN cable line.
Now, I'll tell you what I did. Before I totally got rid of them and went totally wireless, if that's what you want.
Is your mic on?
No, he ain't. No, man. This cat.
Man.
This cat false flag over
Yeah,
there.
what is wrong with him, man? He
like
got the whole
like a baby in the
false
crib.
flagging
with his mic.
I know the people listening on the radio like, what is
What I
going on?
did, and I'm not telling you to do it in your home, but I'm very tech savvy. So within my home, I mean, it's like Alexa, turn on the light, make the light red, make the light blue, whatever. So what I did was because I have all of these Roku boxes and stuff like that, I downloaded the Spectrum app to those devices, and that acts as my cable box. So I totally got rid of all of the boxes before I totally got rid of Spectrum as a whole.
Yeah.
Other than my internet, I still keep them for internet.
Now
But
he
but
just
you
better
can
not
go-
lose that phone.
You better not lose that phone. Yeah.
no, it's not on my phone.
It's
It's
on
on
your phone.
it's on the boxes.
It's on the- it's on your TV.
Yeah, the boxes or the TV, because even now with the smart TVs, you
Yeah.
can load the app
Yeah,
right
load
to
your
it
TV.
and don't need the box.
Of course.
So
I mean,
if you,
that's how
if
I
you still
bought it.
run around with boxes in your home, you may have the capability to save that money that you're paying, because it's like $10 a month per box.
Man, if you
Well,
still,
that's what DirecTV. That's why AT&T sold DirecTV.
yeah, exactly.
Because it is people are streaming.
Yeah.
And you can go in, and if I can do it a la carte, why do I have? Because you get stuff that you don't even watch.
Yeah.
Part of your cable package. So
Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, if anybody's still walking around with a cable box,
Caller, we see you. I guess they see you.
yeah,
I'm Harvey today, so I don't even see the caller right now.
Where he been, man?
it's
Harvey?
Fridays
Yeah.
is off.
Harvey only works on Fridays.
For real?
Harvey only
Yeah,
works
Harvey
on
only
yeah.
Fridays.
Harvey only works.
Harvey-
I'm not gonna see Carvey no more.
Well,
Listen, you here on Fridays.
He may be back on Friday, but right now Harvey works Fridays.
AKA
Harvey, listen,
Papa Sperm.
Harvey works some weeks
Definitely
he works
Papa
7 days a week. So we had to figure out a happy medium to where the young man could get some time out. He does
Yeah.
have a life, so there's nothing going on. He's not going anywhere. It's just that we had to figure out how we could get him some time off, and it worked best on Fridays because Harvey is available.
And he didn't
AKA.
even have to get a union. That's that good job, man. Good job.
We were talking about organizing, but I'm glad that we have such a receptive and good management.
Oh,
There'd be
geez,
no
listen
need
to that.
for us to organize.
be outside
Oh, they-
striking.
It may be a walkout. Huh?
Walk out. That's it. We gone.
Hey, I'll be over there running the board, and I'm over here. Welcome to Community Voice.
We're like, well, this cat is
Welcome
doing
to say
everything.
something real.
And he run over to the cameras and say, I'm DJ the Protege. Here's my the Protege's perspective for the day. Y'all got to fix this.
Right.
You got the caller? What happened? They went away?
Listen, they went away, brother.
Yeah, because
She
we
went
300
away.
strong around here.
300 strong.
That's his sweatshirt.
We were it kind of came up a little bit in terms of when we were discussing with Nadia and Benjamin and the whole issue, because Benjamin is a proud graduate of Pulaski High School. I don't know if people are aware, there's a situation now where Bayview and Pulaski High School have forfeited all the games that they played. I don't think, and Pulaski, if they would have won tonight, would have
Yep,
made the playoffs. But it all came down to people at central office not getting paperwork in. NPS has a problem with paperwork.
They said it was an inaccurate or I don't want to use the wrong word. In other words, it was an invalid schedule that they played this year.
Right.
So the
Right,
whole
because of the
schedule was
paperwork.
thrown out.
Right, because the paperwork wasn't
And
turned in.
basically they played games and they switched divisions.
Right, and they
And
didn't turn the paperwork
it
in
wasn't
time.
approved. So
Right.
those games that they played in their new divisions were not official.
So if I was on these teams, because I'm sure it's going to affect the basketball seasons as well, because they switched conference.
No, I think
For-
it was football. There might be
I
a
know.
different
I
situation.
mean,
in
No,
basketball.
but I'm saying
but
if they
basketball
switch
season
conference,
hasn't started yet, so
I know.
maybe they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
because-
know,
yeah,
try to
because if
submit the
they
paperwork.
switch conferences, I mean, you're going to play every team that the football team plays.
And I guess what NPS does is the winner of a division and then the loser of the other division basically switches
Mm.
conferences or divisions within their conference.
I don't know. Yesterday I heard about Obama High School. Something's going on with the athletic director and the football team. So hopefully that gets rectified. I know that.
When you say something, elaborate.
I don't know.
Then why bring it up, man? You gotta give us some
Hey,
background.
go back over there, Harvey.
Just put Harvey
So
back on camera.
hopefully that gets rectified and the young men get to enjoy their games or the rest of their season, because we just need more positive outlets for our youth, and obviously for a long
But I
time
think there-
sports
sports has been one of them.
Sound like the adults is the one.
That's what
It
I
is
was
the
that's the
adults.
point I was
So
just
why
getting
are
ready
you
to get to.
punishing
It's
the
the
kids,
adults and
man?
the kids are being, and you have an expectation if a young man didn't turn his paperwork in.
Yeah.
Let's say, because I was just thinking about when you playing football, basketball. Let's say you didn't turn in your physical,
Yeah.
right? Or you didn't give us a birth certificate, so we don't know how old you really are. So if we put that responsibility on the athletes to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, the people who are in charge of athletics need to make sure. Now, see, to me, it's a no-brainer. I grew up in government. Paperwork needs to be done accurately and on time. You know, that's what was drilled into us. But this
But
idea,
we're talking about NPS.
But
yeah, and you're right, and that's what's really disturbing to me.
So if I was the athletes at these schools, one, I wouldn't play this last game. One, I wouldn't play at all, because you take the chance of getting hurt, which can mess you up for the following
If you're a
years.
senior, you need to
And
play.
Yeah, but you need to take
no, but listen,
Right.
but listen. If you haven't got footage all year, playing this last game and there's no purpose, because even if you win, you're not going to the playoffs.
Right.
So you might as well not even play. You might as well
As a
not
form
even
of
play,
protest,
because
maybe you would do that. But
I mean, but protest and for my health, because senior or not, I'm not going to get hurt that I can blow out my knee and not play college ball.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's one. Two, for the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, I'm gonna sit out and then I'm transferring to a school that I can play. Because why are you punishing me for something y'all did?
If you love the game,
that's
you gonna
central
play.
office,
Man,
though.
I'm not playing.
You
I
can
love
get-
the
you can
game
get-
enough
you
to
can
see
get
my
hurt.
future.
You can get hurt stepping out the
No,
tub.
but I love
football is
the
a-
game
is a
But
enough.
you're saying
hurt.
something on the
game.
college level though. If you're not playing in the bowl playoffs,
Yeah,
you see star players saying,
I'm not
I'm not going to
playing.
play. You know, in
I'm
a
not
bowl
playing.
game that means nothing other than
Right,
revenue
right,
for the
right.
schools.
I'm not playing.
That's something different.
It's the same difference,
No, it
bro.
ain't.
Because if I blow my knee
those
out,
kids got a chance to go to the NFL.
and you
And
got
these
some
kids
kids
might
that
have a
go to
chance
college.
to go get a college scholarship.
Both of them is soft because you playing football where the likelihood of you getting hurt is really high anyway. If you love the game, you gonna play. I'm not with that. Oh, I might get hurt. I don't want
I
to
think
get
you got to
hurt.
make some business decisions.
Yeah,
Soft.
Just call it
You
what
call it
is.
soft. I'm calling it business.
It's business decisions, because if
So
I
don't play
blow my knee
football.
out, no, hold on.
Play tennis.
No, hold on.
No.
If I blow my knee out in a meaningless game,
Right.
what sense do that make?
So what's the difference between a meaningless game and a game that matters?
It
It
matters.
matters. You just said it.
No, you're blowing your knee out.
But it
But
matters.
it mattered. The game meant something.
But the game
if
meant something.
If I'm playing in the state championship game and I blow my knee out, I'm playing for something that really matters.
And that's why people say that these kids are soft now, because y'all
Check
just
this out,
making
kid.
up an
Nope.
excuse
Nope.
for why these kids
Hold
should
on.
be
Check
playing
this out.
based off of something that could happen on any game.
Wait, check this out. So I'm not gonna run out in the middle of traffic for nothing. But if my son, my grandson, somebody I love is out there, I'm running out in the middle of traffic to help them. It's the same difference. If there's no meaning to me playing the game, there's no meaning. We're not going to the
Did
playoffs.
Giannis play last night?
That's a crazy.
No, Giannis didn't play.
Did Giannis play?
Dame
last
didn't
night?
play.
Did Dame
Brook
play
didn't play.
last night?
Bobby
Why?
Portis
'Cause
didn't play because the game
don't
didn't matter.
Didn't
And you
matter.
can get hurt.
And so why would I get
That's a
hurt
business
in the
decision.
game that
We
don't
talking
matter?
about professionals and
It's the same
preseason.
difference,
That's
though,
not
bro.
the same.
Bro,
It's not the
It's a
same.
game that don't
I'm out
matter.
of it.
It's not the same.
It's a game that don't matter.
So-
All it's doing
If
is
neither of
saying
them were injured, none of them on the injury
So
report,
if
none
the
of the
game,
above.
so if the games
If the
don't
game
matter,
meant something, do
then
you
why
think they
is
would
the
have been in the
season?
game?
So why is the season
Would they have
even
been in
going
the
on?
lineup? Would they have started the game?
If
Yes,
the
they
games
would
didn't
have.
matter, why is the season even going on?
For the simple fact, the
That they
game.
love to play.
No,
but
bro.
DJ, hear it out now. Just let me for a moment. Here we have a situation where you telling me that every game that I played this year, whatever my record was, to even be to the point where I'm considered to be in the playoffs or could make it to the playoffs, none of that even matters. None of it matters because my whole season was invalid according to you, and it's not my fault that it was deemed invalid. Somebody, be it from the coaching staff at my school or central office, didn't get the WIAA the information that they needed. Somebody didn't do their job, and now I'm being penalized, and I can't play in the playoffs.
If I love
Well, that's
the
the whole
game,
purpose of me playing.
still
Is
gonna
wanting
play.
to win. I want to win.
I'm still gonna play.
It don't mean
If I
that.
love the game, I'm still gonna play.
I love the game, but then I gotta. But
The
then I'm looking
outcome
at
has
the
no
moment.
bearing on tomorrow.
So what?
Whereas if I knew the playoffs was on the table, the outcome of this game now has bearing to it.
And let me give you
People
an
play
example.
rec ball all the time.
And
so
I was
those
just- I'm
games
gonna give you a
matter.
great- I'm gonna give- I'm
No,
gonna
but
wanna
they
do.
still play.
I'm gonna give you
And
a
some
great.
of
I'm gonna give you a
and
great
then you play
example
as
of what
hard as you
happens when
can
you love
'cause
the
you wanna
game so
win.
much. Cheryl Miller, right? Cheryl Miller
Reggie's sister.
probably ended up ending her career playing a pickup game with football players. She loved the game that much. Sometimes you got to make a business decision. People talk
All right,
about
man. Just
like-
be soft and don't play.
I'll be
Move
soft.
on.
I'll
We
be
not
soft.
gonna agree
I'll
on
be
this.
you said,
Y'all
I'll
not
be soft, but I'm gonna get
Yeah.
paid. I'm gonna make a business decision though. You call me soft.
Man.
It's a business
Come on,
decision.
man.
It's just like me. If I'm 190 pounds and I see Derrick Henry coming, oh, you think I'm gonna take him head on? I'm gonna make a business decision. I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna go low.
Listen, flip the whole script. You got Jay Williams, that was the #1 pick for Chicago. Right? He had all of
He
this
got
money.
on a
Hold up. Let me.
motorcycle.
That's why I just said flip the script. Let me hold up. Let me say it. He loved to ride his motorcycle.
That's not the same,
How-
man.
All right, go ahead.
If you say that your love is so strong for that game that you're gonna go out, then you've
You've been
blinded by
playing
love.
anyway. So now I'm just not gonna play.
So
why
would I play the last game? It don't even
It don't matter.
You've been playing anyway.
So why would I play?
It mattered. I didn't know it didn't matter until
Come on,
this
man.
week.
I was still
Those
playing,
games
man.
matter to those players.
They was playing for a purpose
Right.
until
You
it came
still,
out.
you still want to play. You still want to end the season on a good note, and you still want to feel good about yourself. It don't matter what other people think, because you know what? What people are going to remember, that we had a solid season.
No, they're not. People are going to remember
No, they
that the
ain't.
season was scrubbed because the MPS
That's
didn't
gonna
do
be
their
a part of,
business.
that's gonna be a part of the
Didn't do their
story.
business.
That's gonna be a part of the story, but you still gonna be like, we played, we did the best that we can, and at the end of the day, something that was left out of our hands happened.
Come on, man. Stop.
Rudy, welcome to the program.
You can't love the game and just
Yes,
and
you can.
then be like, no,
I
I'm
can
not
love the
gonna play.
game and love me too.
Stop it. We're talking about preseason. No, it's not.
Bro, I'm not even talking about preseason. I'm
Yeah,
talking
you
about.
just- you
hold
just-
up.
you just
At the
said
end of the
why he
season,
didn't
hold
play
up.
the
Hold up. At
last
the end of the
time.
season last year.
He was
Hold
hurt.
up. Let me finish. At the end of the season last year, when the season was ended, those last games,
Y'all moving the goal.
no, it's the same difference. Because listen, those last games, Giannis didn't play. He wasn't hurt the last game. He didn't play because that last game they wanted him fresh for the playoff.
He was hurt.
He didn't get hurt until in the playoff.
If he was in the NBA Finals,
he got hurt before the playoffs.
If it's the NBA Finals, is he playing? Yes.
Probably not.
He probably gonna play.
Come on, man. How hurt?
The game
How hurt the NBA Finals hurt?
He would have played.
He played the NBA Finals hurt.
If he would
He
have
played hurt.
if he would have been able to play, he would have played the last series.
No, they'll sit you out.
They'll sit you out, man.
Y'all just say whatever, man.
Man, listen back. Kawhi Leonard that wanted to play on the U.S. Olympic team. They shut him out.
He's out indefinitely right
now,
now.
but he
What
wanted
are
to
y'all
play.
talking about?
He wanted to play for the Olympics.
Play.
Call him up.
He was on the team to play.
He could not play.
Grant Hill made the decision to send him home, bro.
All right.
Call him up to the program. Good morning.
Yo, Carvey P speaking.
Oh, CP!
What up, Carvey?
Yo, what's going on, family? I was just tuning in on my day off.
It's going down here, CP.
Yeah, y'all got it going up there. I was just saying, so to DJ the protege point, I see where you're coming from, because if somebody loves the game, no matter what time to play, you gonna use that time to play and express your feelings for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But to the business aspect of things, if I'm not getting nothing from the game and it's a greater risk of me injuring myself, I'm not gonna involve myself in that situation to where I miss out on something that matters.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
But, yeah, man. Y'all rock on.
Good to hear from you, man.
Yes, sir.
That was Carvey P. You're listening to Community Voice. The phone lines are open. Love to hear what you think. 414-444-5250. You really get extreme on these passes, man. We're going to be right back.
How is that extreme?
All right, welcome back to Community Voice. Caller, we certainly thank you for your patience. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on air.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Assalamu alaikum to you, brothers. Here's my question first. Firstly, listening to you all getting very animated about athletics. My question is this. Are there or has there been, with regard to you all, any former or current athletes? And when I say current, not the pickup games, I'm meaning like, have you ever competed on a collegiate level at least? That's my question. And
Yes.
then the comment, okay, there's one. All right, so then if you have competed on a collegiate level and you understand that there are guidelines that you must adhere to, and anything that is outside of defined competition is exhibition and it's inconsequential, it is irrelevant, and it could probably lead to or cause some type of damage because you might do something and you didn't need to. So if you have competed on that level, and you may have not made it to the professional level, you understand that you can't just be going around willy-nilly participating in things that are irrelevant to your collegiate athletic career, and depending upon the criterion that you are involved in collegiate athletics, you could probably compromise if you have gotten there on a scholarship or something like that. You could compromise a lot of your financial abilities to continue in your collegiate career, especially if you participate in things that are pretty much exhibition. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. And my retort is every team has exhibitions, and the players don't sit out the
Conditioning.
exhibition games. What will
Right.
happen is probably they will play the first half, and then the second half the coaches will sit them out. You
to prevent
can get injured in any
potential
game.
You could I fractured my ankle just running down the street while I was running. But it's not to contest what you're saying, that both sides are right. But depending upon the circumstances and the situation that governs your athletic capacity, there are things that you have to adhere to so that you do not compromise it. And I'm sure that applies even on a greater level at the professional level.
Right.
So,
I mean, we see that.
thank you for taking my call.
Yeah. I mean, we see that with we was just arguing about preseason games. We see that with the NFL. We in the NFL season right now. Some teams play their first strings for a half. Some play for a quarter or just a few series. You know what I'm saying? But they still play.
You can play, but I'm just saying it's limited. I think Jordan Love only played about 2 quarters in the preseason. If he played that many,
Yeah.
Right. Aaron Rodgers played none. They're meaningless games, and people get, you're right. It's a game where people get hurt, right? So you just sit up. It's like, why at the end of the season, when regardless of the sport, when a team has pretty much know where they're going to be in the playoffs, they start sitting people. One is rest, but the other thing is to avoid an injury in a game that didn't really mean anything.
But what about because this goes to your point, what about that team that knows that they're not making the playoffs? Are they sitting their players?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Wait.
They're
No.
still playing.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
No,
are.
they're not. They are playing the young players so they can see. Yes, wait. They're playing young players so they can see the future.
Right. I'm
So
playing.
they want to see. They want to see who they got for the future. So at the end of the season, those star players on the team that don't make the playoffs and they know that they're not making the playoffs, they not playing. They gonna play those young guys so they can see who they have.
So with the Bears last year, when we beat them the end of the season, they knew that they won
Let me say
had
this.
a chance to make the playoffs because Seattle had won earlier. Did they choose to sit those
Hold
players?
up, wait.
Let me say
Seattle
this.
won earlier in that day, right?
Right.
But the game plan.
Our game
hold
was
up,
after
hold
that
up.
game.
You got to go
But
with the
here's
game
something-
plan.
Here's
though.
something both of y'all forgetting. For some teams, if I can beat the Packers, that is my Super Bowl.
It-
If I can beat
but
Keith
it don't
Mills-
matter though.
No, but it
It don't matter.
I know I ain't gonna make the playoffs.
See,
But some of them just
see how
want to
y'all
play
switching
spoiler.
up? You see how y'all
They
switching
want to
up?
play
The game,
spoiler.
I tell you why the game matters, and that's a great point, Debo. If you play the Bears, right, and you're Green Bay, that game always matters.
Always,
that's
because
what-
always
that's what
rival
whether you in
game,
the
those
playoffs or
rival
not.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, why is Chicago playing so hard? They ain't even going to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Because that game matters.
It's a
rival.
No, we not,
It's
man. It's a rival
Hey,
game. Man, look,
if
DJ, you a coach, right? You a
you're
coach.
going to
I'm
play.
a coach. I don't like you. You don't like me. Ain't neither one of us teams going nowhere. But my
So we should
motivation,
just sit our
no,
players.
that ain't what I'm saying. My motivation that day is to beat you.
Yeah, it's to beat you. I don't care.
Michigan and
about the playoffs.
Ohio State, they might not be going anywhere. You don't think that is the most important game in the season?
You're
That's right.
proving my point.
No, I'm
to where
saying
you
that
play
game,
a
that
game
that
that
matters.
You
It
play a game that
matters.
matters.
It don't
It does
matter if you're not
matter.
making the playoffs or
It's a
not.
rival. Ohio State, Michigan matters because in that game,
So y'all
there's-
picking and choosing.
No, we're
what
not. I'm
matters and
trying to
what
make
don't
it
matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
You
y'all
said it
are.
don't matter.
Y'all picking and choosing what matters and don't matter. And I'm saying you play the game.
Okay, caller, and welcome to the
Yeah,
program.
let the caller speak.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You on there?
Good morning. Good morning, Keith. Good morning to all you
Good morning.
fine gentlemen in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, I know you guys are talking about sports or whatever. And my decision would be I would just make a business deal, not take the chance of getting injured. They do that a lot in professional sports. However, since you guys are on the subject of the public school system and the funds that was misappropriated and all of the mistakes that they made on the school board and the mistakes that they made with these young athletes, where's the consequences there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In regards to the misappropriated money that was misappropriated on the school board.
Now, I
there
have a
any
question. I have a
consequences
question. You keep saying
for-
misappropriated.
They misappropriated some funds.
What, but what documentation do we have that monies were misappropriated? Other than that they didn't file the paperwork properly, but that misappropriated means somebody did some other things with the money that they weren't supposed to.
Money
Now,
was
I don't know.
missing.
I ain't heard that one.
If you
I
can't
just
come
want
up
you to
with
elaborate on
where
that
this
part.
money is at and where that money, if you can't come up with that, then yeah.
But
no,
that's
No,
not
but
misappropriation.
what happened with them was the paperwork was late. They was accepting monies that they shouldn't have accepted.
Right.
That's not misappropriation.
Okay. In a way it is.
That's why they end up owing that money back this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me finish talking. In a way it was, and in a way it wasn't, but
I'm with you, man. They misappropriated.
they have a responsibility
Yes.
of appropriating the funds in a particular direction. And if they don't do it, if it comes down to not filing the right paperwork, there has to be consequences for that.
But why punish the
Now, that I agree with. I agree with
Somebody
that.
should have went to jail. Somebody should have got put on probation and decides to get terminated. Somebody should have been responsible for the F up that they did in our city with the Milwaukee public school systems. Thank you.
I would say,
I don't know if we send people to jail for incompetency.
when people just get to leave, then I mean, what other alternative for a consequence would they have besides going to
They
jail? I
lost
mean,
their
if
job.
he could, but they first of all they leave with whatever package
They
that
earned
they
that.
get.
Separate
You earned it.
You know what I'm saying. So that's not a that's not a consequence.
It is
you
a
know?
consequence. Where you gonna go and find another job where you making $100,000 a year based on what your performance was at this particular system? It's gonna be hard.
I mean, we see that all the time where they have some mistakes, some misappropriation, some whatever misdealings with documentation.
Yeah.
They go to another job and they get fed well still. We see that all the time.
Well, I think it's not misappropriation, and I think that's a different level. It is incompetence, right? I mean, it is
I think
that.
they misappropriated them
I
funds,
think-
and they've been doing it for years.
Well, okay, right. and there has not been shown that there was any, what's the word I want to use, malfeasance, other than people not being competent enough to do their job properly. How do you deal with that? But I don't think that you were looking at fraud or anything like that. It was just incompetence. And you're right, there should be a sanction for incompetence, but it's not sending them to jail. That's I mean, that's caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning. There was a gentleman who just called. I think just before you answered this last call, he was talking about where money was going other ways. My thing is, as a city of Milwaukee resident, I've been following these people for a long time. You need to get in touch with your school board director, and the director will get back with you. You can call the main number at the school board, and somebody will connect you with governance, and that's who you ask for. And if you're confused about who your school board director is, you can call, you can look at your district map, you can look at just calling the school board directly. I don't have the number right with me, but I'm going to say this. When we start talking about what's going on in the city, we need to get our facts straight. That goes for anybody, including me first. And the other part is, if you would go to a meeting, if you would go to your school board director, if you have a problem with your aldermanic district, your state legislator, or anybody else here, it's called an accountability measure. Everybody needs to be put on accountability. But when you're throwing out here about something you don't know, go check it out first before you open up your mouth. Because if you haven't been following it all the time and you don't know directly where monies are appropriated at, then there's a thing that's called public information where you can get to it and look it up online. And that's an easy thing if you have a computer or you have a smartphone. My thing is, as a resident in the city of Milwaukee, I get tired of people, even some of y'all on radio, making certain comments about certain things. Yeah, I want to know how it goes too. Okay, that's an opinion. Everybody's entitled. But get to the source first before you open your mouth. Deal with the facts. Get your school board director and have them explain it to you, because they will, because that's what they're there for. They're there for their constituents in their district. And that's one thing we all need to understand. Those people that are elected, they are responsible to their public, not to themselves to do what they want to do. They're responsible to the public who have took the time out to go to the poll to vote. So get your vote in, and if you got a problem with anybody, then you get it so you can either take them out of their position because you don't agree with it, but get your facts straight first. And that's me for the weekend. Have a good weekend, everybody, but get your facts straight. Okay? Bye-bye.
Yes, she told y'all.
She ain't tell me nothing. She ain't talking to me.
Tell me, doctor.
Hold on. Told y'all.
Probably told you. Probably struck a nerve.
We don't have to get our facts straight. We make them up.
Yeah, we make them up. Wow. Yikes.
That was, I guess she told y'all.
DJ was like,
straighten y'all out. Y'all straighten out this morning. And, you know, I agree with the caller, because certainly it's why when the misappropriation word was used, I jumped at it, because I haven't heard that.
And that's
so
spreading false narratives too.
No, it was a caller that used to always call.
Well, I'm not talking about a caller. I'm talking about documented evidence of misappropriation.
They don't show us
because when you use but you can't use that word.
You gotta look it up.
You know, and just throw that out there in the universe like misappropriation. There were folks that lost their jobs for failure to follow through and certain things. If I'm the head HNIC,
it's been going on for a long
that's
time.
why Posey had to go. And
but
you
the
know,
first thing they looked at was or not there was criminal behavior. That's the first thing you're going to look at, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
always
you
a
work your way
possibility.
back. But this is just incompetence. It is, and I said this with the whole issue of the paperwork getting
I
to
don't
the
think
state.
people is as dumb as
I
y'all
don't-
trying to.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I'm
man,
saying
I
we
think
talking
we
about-
with that,
we talking about
They've been doing
we
this for
talking-
years.
yeah,
This didn't just
DJ,
come up this year.
It was discovered
just got
that
caught
that,
this
the
year.
people that were handling the finances were not even finance officers. They had no background
Well,
in
why
it
would you take the
whatsoever.
job? Why would you take the job?
Why was he given the job?
It was a
I
promotion.
get. Wait, hold on. That is true. It is a promotion. But if I know that I'm not capable of handling the job,
That's never stopped me from applying before.
yeah, Lord, I seen it too. Yeah, Lord.
All right, fellas, let's get focused here.
Oh,
When Keon used to say, "Ooh, bubbles."
Yay, Lord.
Oh, yeah, ooh,
Oh,
bubbles.
man, he
Can we
did
get
say
back
that.
in the studio if that's possible?
I just left the building, Jack. Mano just left the
Ain't got nobody on the board. Ain't got nobody on the camera. Ain't got nobody on the mic.
I'm all outside, walking down the side.
Walking all outside.
Yeah, Doc.
you was talking. You stay focused.
Right. Hey, I just passed pitch.
Right.
I'm on Titanium right now.
Everybody going. I'm just talking to everybody.
Lord have mercy. Jesus, what was that?
Y'all had y'all Leon Lottie love moment.
Yeah, Doc.
Did my
Did you
eyes
miss
did
me?
you miss?
I was focused on what you were saying, man. I don't know what.
No,
you
but
talking
I
about.
think, but Devo, you make a great point, and I think that we're seeing it even on the political level where people are throwing out words, right?
Yeah.
And if we're not fact checking those words, it
It's
becomes
gonna stick.
people's reality
Yeah,
and their truth.
that's
And I'm
true.
just saying, and it's not then to say because you're saying that it wasn't fraud, that it's not serious. Because it is serious, because it cost MPS about, I don't know what that number is now, about 24 million or whatever that number is going to be once they adjust. So, and then you put the kids in a tough situation because they're the ones when
And that's the biggest disservice.
There you go.
But
part.
the people who are feeling the hit is the kids.
right, always the kids.
And so
And it's not fair to
that's
them.
why when that caller called in, so like, what are those people consequences? A severance package is not a consequence, man.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a consequence.
That's not a consequence, man.
I mean, and if you ever in a situation where you've earned benefits and for whatever reason you separate from that job, you gonna leave your benefits? I don't think so.
Well, that's what you earned.
You earned it.
Right.
And you,
So
you-
there's
you
never
wouldn't
been a
earn it-
time where there's something that you earned and then it was stripped from you.
Yes, this is when this can happen.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me tell you when it can happen. If you're a government employee, I've earned a pension.
Mhm.
Okay. If they fire me, I lose
Yeah,
that benefit.
right.
Now, I don't know if y'all remember when Posey, they was up 4 hours negotiating a severance package for
Yeah.
him,
I seen it.
right? Because what could have happened was if they go in, he's been getting all these glowing reviews, and all of a sudden he got bad. And the only thing he's bad on because somebody turned in some paperwork,
Yeah.
he's gonna sue
Yeah.
and he gonna get paid. So they clearly understood that you earn that.
Yeah.
You don't earn benefits because you're a good employee. You earn benefits because you've been there as an employee. It's
Yeah.
based on your years of service, especially on a government level. It's not that we got a whole lot of people getting pensions who were awful employees
So you said that going to jail is too harsh
for
of a
incompetency. For
of a
incompetency, yeah,
So how could somebody be held accountable then?
lose their job,
But if
force
I was
them to
but if
retire,
I
force
was,
them to leave.
I think,
that's
They're gonna
not
take a financial hit.
man, I
No,
think that
you're
they
not.
should.
Yes, you are.
because if you don't, you just said if you don't
Your pension
fire
is
them,
not the same
if
as
you don't
your
fire
as
them,
your
then
salary.
then they still receive, their benefits.
I
If he
think
gets
they
fired,
should.
you don't,
But they not firing these people.
because they don't have legal grounds to do it. You know you're a manager. What do you have to do? Progressive discipline, right?
Yeah.
And so you start off, and we can start off with a warning, and then we'll go on. If you don't heed the warning, then we put you on a performance improvement plan. If you don't succeed in performance improvement plan, then we might moving then for suspension or ultimately termination. But it's a process. You just can't go in like Donald Trump believes, and that you could just fire people on the spot. Certainly government employees, you can't fire them on the spot because of all the civil service protection that you have, labor law protections that you have. So it'd be just like you at your employer right now, and they come in and for some bogus reason they want to fire you. You're not going to try to get all the benefits that you earn there?
It's an at will
Right.
company, so I don't think I can.
Might be able to get a good lawyer.
Johnny
Cochran.
I'm calling Johnny. Yeah, it's a problem.
We just said Jesus out there. Johnny, get up. Johnny, get up.
He smoked Lazarus.
No. Just Johnny. The rest of y'all stay where you are. We just want Johnny.
Yeah, but do you know how many Johnnies is laying next to him? You know how many Johnnies? You got to say his whole name,
Johnny Cochran.
because you're gonna have about 1,000 Johnnies get up at once.
You say Johnny? No. We talking Johnny Lee Cochran.
Johnny C.
If I see Johnny Cochran, I may not need the job.
I don't want it. I don't want the job.
Call welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Keith Parris.
JT.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Devo and DJ and Mr. Idol.
Tell it like it is.
Good morning.
I'm going to try to, gentlemen. Hey, gentlemen, you do remember not too long ago that when Scott Walker was governor and when the Republicans, screwed out of themselves into power, the first thing they did was what? Cut MPS budget. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they cut MPS budget about at least 35%. I'm just speculating. However, yes, Scott Walker and the Republicans cut MPS budget when he was in office. Now, you want to talk about misappropriations? Well, that's who did it. Scott Walker and the Republicans when they cut MPS budget, and then all kind of hell broke loose. So I'm just putting it like it is. we want to point your fingers at someone and place blame, place it on those Republicans that did it in the first place and put MPS in that disposition. I just want to put my 10 cents in this morning, gentlemen, and you have a good day because I'm enjoying the show.
All right, appreciate you. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on air.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I'm double dipping. Something needs to change in regards to what we had just went through with the Milwaukee public school system. The taxpayers have lost millions and millions of dollars, and the kids also took a terrible effectiveness because of the lack of responsibility of the school board. If this is the way the laws are now with the school board, things need to change where these people do what they were elected for. And if they make a hiccup like that again, they need to be fined for it. Thank you.
Right. I think, and here's the other thing. That school board, man,
They all gotta go.
I mean, but how do they go? You got to vote them out.
Yeah.
And trust me, when they come up for re-election, it's off season. Most people not even going to bother to vote. The people that were all upset about what was going on in MPS, there are people out there, they ain't even going to vote in that election. So guess what happens? They're going to be sitting there.
But they be
in the
running
same old, same
unopposed
old.
too.
See,
That too.
I think that if you put a real stiff penalty on these guys, make one person an example of this could happen to you if you don't follow these guidelines, I'm sure it would detour a lot of this stuff that's going on in the MPS system. Somebody has to be held accountable, but to the max. So to the point that it would detour anybody else in the
Well,
future.
I think the other piece of it, not just holding somebody accountable, making sure that as we move forward, it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Now, is that a personnel decision? Is that a systemic situation where you have to go in and go? Is it our systems here? Whatever it is, going forward, fixing the immediate problem, getting the paperwork in on time is one thing, but it shouldn't be happening going forward.
Right. I totally agree.
Call ICU. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Community Voice. The phone lines are open 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250.
I don't know if I was supposed to. I thought we was.
We done with this, or we need to beat it up some more? We can turn it over and beat it.
I don't usually do that, but that's a pause.
That's a
pause.
Pregnant pause.
Pause.
Yeah, you know, I'm from the Midwest, so we don't do that.
No.
But that was a
a
pause.
moment.
Yeah, that was a pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Rhonda just texted me, and she said that. Well, actually, texted me an hour ago. Maydon, her sister, inherited her mom's red address book with all the phone numbers in it.
Oh, yeah. See.
I mean, I remember the yellow pages and the white pages.
Not yellow pages. We talking about grandma's book.
Y'all was talking, but that was all in.
You remember
the
Yellow
conversation.
Pages?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I remember I got hit
The
with
yellow pages
page
was
one
bigger
time.
than the white pages.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and just
that was a such thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Black Pages was all the black businesses in Milwaukee,
Mm.
and you could go with most of them that would subscribe.
That's tight.
What about the red book?
They should
They used
still
to be
have
at the
that.
check cashing places. They still out there?
I'm talking about the black. They ain't got that no more. They should still have
No, I
that.
don't think we had a Black Stages.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think
You
I've
Google
ever
now
saw
near
one.
me.
Yeah, you can Google now.
I just Googled now, man.
Yeah.
Caller, welcome to the program.
And see, that's the problem. That's what we talking about. That's why y'all don't know y'all mama's numbers.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I fall into that.
Yeah.
I sure don't know.
There we go. Good job.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I know that earlier you were talking about technology with the cell phones,
Mm-hmm.
but do you know that most of our cellular and wireless ideas, it came from the television series Star Trek, all the way from the Bluetooth to the flip phone, talking to the computer, and in fact, even the taser that the police use today, it all derived from Star Trek. Thank you.
It must be,
Man,
but what they call phasers, wasn't they the? Well, I could even go back again. Debo and Jermaine and Devon wouldn't know this, but go back to the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Remember that cartoon? And in the Jetsons, it was
So what was the maid name that was the robot?
what was her name? That's a good one.
Say, it's Elroy, Jane, his wife, dun, dun, dun.
Daughter Judy.
daughter Judy.
I ain't watched none of that.
You never watched the Jetsons?
I mean, it used to come on Cartoon Network when I was little, but I don't remember none of their name. Elroy. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
It's
all doing the
on
theme of the
Elroy,
song.
do.
I mean, everybody know the Jetsons just because they was futuristic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
You know
I-
who my favorite character was? Astro.
Astro was funny.
Astro.
Astro was
Astro
a dog.
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, see, I thought
man.
it was the son. See,
No, Elroy was the son.
Elroy.
Hey, but speaking of TV shows, not a cartoon, but when I was a kid, this show was not real funny to me. But now that I'm older, it was hilarious. I only watched it for one reason when I was a kid. And now that I'm older, like I love watching the show now. The Cosbys. The Cosbys was hilarious.
Oh, it was a good show.
I only watched it when I was little because of Lisa Bonet. You know,
Oh, well, that's a good reason.
What?
No, you don't know nothing about it.
what?
Keith remembers. Speed Racer.
Oh, of course. It just come on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Go Speed Racer.
Everybody,
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
come on. It just come on Saturday. What?
everybody remember what
coming
Speed
on-
Racers look like.
Yeah, Speed
Yeah.
Racers.
I
came
would, no,
on
not everybody,
on
but
ABC.
yeah, you saw Speed Racers. Everybody know what that looked like.
So that was Pops.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
His brother Rex, who was he was something X, right? And then but I'm trying to
Oh, that's a good question.
that's a good question. Oh man.
The girl name for what?
Speed
Off of
Racer.
Speed Racer.
Pops
You talking about something else? We talking about the cartoon, the race car driver.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
the thing on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, I know what it
used to
looked
come
like.
on Saturday morning.
And they did a
on
movie.
ABC.
Came on every day after school. I was going to work.
Right.
Well, I wasn't born when you was in school, Debo. I just
But he's right.
remember
It used to come on because it was also Thundercats was
Thundercats, Silverhawks, that cartoon Jim. They used to come
Yeah.
on Saturday morning.
yeah. But God, that's
You know the slap car?
No, I wasn't born yet, Debo.
well. But let's go back. Let's see. So, Racer X, Pops,
He gave us his
Sprite.
age last week.
Sprito, and Chim Chim.
I don't remember that.
Sprito was the kid.
Oh,
Chim Chim was the monkey. Yeah,
from the car racer.
Actually, we got all decades up in here.
we do.
Mhm.
The old dude like their granddaddy or something. He was granddaddy.
No, it was Pops. His father, Pops. Yeah, Pops Racer. Pops.
What? You was a kid, Debo?
Couple of years. He said a couple of years.
You was a kid, Debo?
I came here wrong.
Caller, thank you for your patience. You're on there.
Hey, with a driver's license. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning. You're on there.
Yeah, I just came in on the tail end of the conversation. I was talking about cell phone technology.
Yep.
Remember Dick Tracy cartoons? When
Yeah.
he
Yep.
talking to his watch.
And the original Dick Tracy was done in the 40s.
Sure was.
Yeah.
James Bond. Yeah.
Michael Knight, the Knight Rider.
You like Knight Rider?
I love Knight Rider, man. I watch it every night now.
That was the black car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a black car.
That was kind of like
remember
AI
that.
because
yeah, do it
she
talk to her,
talked
do
in
all
the
type
whole
of stuff.
thing. Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. I remember that.
You know, make people fall down and to do something with the car and people get to going crazy. Yeah.
You got to remember, people that was born in the 90s, we was around where all of this stuff that's out now
Cable.
wasn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had cable. And cable did everything where people didn't know anything about the Beverly Hillbillies or they didn't know anything about. I mean, but then with cable,
See, like, I don't know nothing about penny candy. You know what I'm
We
saying?
talked about
But
this. I think that was you, right?
What?
You don't even remember when TV used to go off.
right.
I mean, it used to be the
Yeah.
American flag. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
then
It's like what 3 o'clock in the morning.
Get snow on it.
Yeah.
oh, it did the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Well, it did that, and it did the American flag because
Right.
they had the flag flying, and then it.
And in Milwaukee at 11 o'clock,
See, I only knew
It's 11 o'clock in the city of Milwaukee.
Parents,
Parents,
do
Do
you
you
know
know
where your
your
children
children
are?
are?
I only knew that the TV went off because I used to love listening to the Lenny Williams song,
Okay.
and he said that he will watch TV until it went off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That song that is it's his famous song, "Cause I Love You."
Because I love.
I know nothing about that song until the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that until the Kings of Comedy.
Good morning, you on there? Good morning.
Say it again.
Good morning. You on
Hey,
there?
how's it going?
All right, yourself.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Did anybody mention G-Force, Space Ghost,
Space Ghost.
or hold on? How about the Jackson 5 cartoon when the Harlem Globetrotters came on?
Oh yeah, well, they was on everything. They was on Scooby Dooby Doo.
Yeah, that was
Man.
Thank you, cuz.
Trotters.
Yep. I
here-
just had to throw them out there at y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Silverhawks,
And
they had
someone just
Silverhawks.
called in. Her name was Rosie, the robot. It was Rosie,
Rosie,
the robot.
yeah,
Thank you,
right,
caller.
right, Rosie.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
Rosie,
you.
that was-
And this all came about because you were talking about having a robot in your home that could do
Exactly, and you know that what happened with Rosie? Her malfunctions went nuts, and she turned on the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when the wires got crossed.
When her wires got crossed.
But you know,
she
we
turned
first
and got
started
to
seeing
tearing up the
robots
house.
in the home was those vacuums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, where I don't know what they call, but they go
those little things that
little
bump
things
into
going through the
things, yeah.
house. And,
Yeah, the little dusters.
and look, you know, we talk about robotics. Amazon in their dream centers, right? No, it's the fulfillment centers. They have robots. It's robotic. You put it in because we were talking about barcodes. We were talking about barcodes the other day.
I don't recall.
Yeah, it was a conversation we were having about barcodes and how the technology started with barcodes. It started on, I remember it on trains. That's
Yeah.
when I kind of remember barcodes, and then they began to put it on food. And then you began, so now you actually go in and that barcode, the price, the description, all that is encompassed in that barcode. Because then we started talking about QR codes, where you're able to go. So that technology is really there. But look, man, once you've mastered a certain technology, it's kind of hard to move into the next level because you just mastered this, right? You know, to be able to, it's like people, when he was talking about being Benjamin was talking about being how he just learned this. And they use the term that you hear, it's called, it's not, not programmers. It was another term. Coding. And you see people now, and it's interesting to go to the hackathon.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
That's real
man,
interesting.
I might go, man.
Because you know what hackers end up doing, right?
Hacking, yeah.
No, they end up working for computer companies.
Or the government.
Because they can go in and build your firewall based on, hey, this is how I would come in.
Yeah.
And then they build the firewall based on that.
Work for the CIA.
Man, CIA, everybody.
Yeah.
I've watched documentaries, shall I say, of folks that said that they should have been locked up because they had breached this, that, and the other. But because they were able to do it, the government hired them to work for them.
And that would be their plea. You know, you go and
Mhm.
you work for, but if you want to do security at a bank, who would you bring in as your technical advisor?
A criminal?
Right, a bank robber.
Yeah.
Right, because they can sit up and tell you, here's what we're looking for.
Here's where you're vulnerable.
Here's where you're vulnerable.
This is your weak spot
This is
right
what I would
here.
do.
Yeah, because DJ gonna come in from this aspect right here. That's where DJ
Take
gonna
my
come in.
name off that.
Say, dry snitching already. Dry snitching.
Or you're no longer the protege, DJ the hacker.
Say DJ the hacker.
DJ the hacker.
And I don't mean on the court.
Take my name off that.
You the protege, man.
He said, nah,
None
brother.
of that.
No perspective today.
He said, nah, brother.
No,
yo,
we had all these interviews.
Yeah, we had interviews.
Yeah.
414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. There was a reunion this week. Devontae Adams is now playing for the New York Jets.
The New York Packers. The New York
Because
Packers.
they yet to do anything
Yeah,
significant.
the Packers of the East.
New York
Three-game
Packers,
losing
man.
skid right
That's
now.
what it is.
3-game losing skid.
The Packers of the East.
And Rodgers is back.
Yeah.
Now, how about it? He throws
What
the
you mean
helmet.
he back?
He back.
He back.
Man, please.
They lost the last
No,
3
no,
games.
no. I'm saying he's back playing.
Remember, he was out
He was out.
last season.
Oh, that's what you mean. I'm
Yeah.
thinking you talking about like he back playing.
He must have
Yeah,
come-
like,
he must have
killing,
come
like,
again.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it caught me too. I was like, hold up. Like, he kind of tried.
Yeah, the New York
He
Jets.
been back like
Right.
Man.
So he throws.
actually.
he throws the
didn't do
Hail Mary.
bad.
Right.
They just wasn't catching those balls.
Right.
Man.
He threw an interception
He
in
threw
the
an
game.
interception
In
at
the
the end. And
he had
and
Brees
he don't
all
have that
open
mobility.
underneath.
He don't have his mobility anymore because he was in the pocket. They closed that pocket so quick. He looked lost in that pocket, Doc. He just fell down.
And you gotta. What is he?
40.
39?
39.
No, he 40.
No,
He
39.
No, he 40.
He
Okay,
40?
but 39, 48. No, he old for
Yeah.
a football
It's
player.
a difference. You could say you still in your 30s.
Oh, okay.
This
Psychologically,
dude,
Always
yeah.
so
This dude.
meticulous.
He 40.
Oh man.
but technically,
He old as a fool. We
he
gonna say
old
that.
for a football
Yeah,
player.
he old
He
as a
is.
fool.
Now he's not George Blanda old.
Is he the oldest?
No,
No,
I think George
He the
Blanda
oldest in the
played.
league.
He's oldest right
No,
now, but I
wait.
think George
Is he
Blanda
oldest in the
played.
league?
He was
Yeah.
46.
No, I'm
So
saying
what about
in the league
I
currently.
thought it was
That's
the
Right.
kicker that was the oldest in the league.
It would have been Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Tom Brady was still playing.
Kicker for who?
I'm trying to think. It was a kicker.
Because
and
you
I
know
thought they said it
they
was
getting
the
rid of
oldest.
kickers every week now. So
Some of them gotta
Packers
get rid of.
Packers just signed
Packers
a
just
38-year-old
signed
dude.
somebody. I thought I was going to say
38-year-old dude.
38.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. Look, man, you could.
Sign me, man.
I got a kid. Right, I was going to say Jermaine Wright. I could
Sign
be your
me.
kicker based
Hey,
on what's happening.
I
the
kicked the
crazy
ball.
thing is, I remember this dude because he had caught a case
He
earlier
sure
this
did.
year,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the
Sure
new,
did.
new guy they
Yeah,
brought
I
in.
said, dog,
Yeah.
I
They
ain't
said
no
all of
fool.
that's
They
behind
got
him
rid of
now.
him. Yeah, I bet it is.
I bet it is.
Yeah. It was,
Hey, man,
in
they
fact,
could
it
sign
was
me.
sexual assault.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
So
And the
Shaquille,
Packers usually don't fool with that.
Yeah, but they
So-
was in need. They was like, man, we got to bring somebody.
This cat missed
this
5 out of the last
Six.
6 or something like that.
yeah, and I'm not talking like 60 yarders,
No, you talking about like extra
40
points.
point extra
Type
points.
Yeah.
This dude
He's
is
short
ooh.
yarders.
Yeah, but he's a
But
rookie.
y'all
Right?
used to hate on Mason Crosby.
I never hated on
He
Mason.
was consistent.
I never hated on Mason.
Mason Crosby was trash at first, bro. They gave him a chance.
They gave him a chance.
But Mason Crosby was just like how this cat is now.
No, he wasn't that bad.
No, he was bad, Jack.
But he was bad, but he
He
wasn't
was
this
bad,
bad,
man.
He wasn't this bad.
But
He the
he still
all-time
had
leading
Chris
scorer
Jackie.
in Packers history.
Wait, but he still had Chris Jackie and Ryan Longwell too.
Right.
That was in the corner, so that was able to help.
He
dude.
broke Ryan Longwell record.
Yeah, but
I'm
it took
just
a
saying,
minute though. 'cause he
yeah, I
was
mean, you
trash.
coming, but this dude,
Then he became solid. You knew,
Yeah.
Mhm.
we got this.
Right.
We'll win
Yeah,
this
'cause
one
he
because
was
we just
trash
need
at
this
first.
field
No,
Because
goal.
this-
people used
they're-
to call him no leg and all.
well,
that,
yeah, his first
man.
couple of years, nobody,
He was trash.
he was
bro.
trash.
He
You're
was
right.
trash.
He wasn't trash. He was consistent.
Man, what?
Consistently trashy
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Doc,
he
you
the
can sign-
all-time lead scorer.
now.
now.
But I'm saying at first though, you could have gave me the contract and I'd have kicked it past the pole. Hey,
That's hard.
CTC.
Kicking that ball.
No,
is hard.
I didn't say I was gonna kick it in the goal. I was gonna kick it
But look at
to the goal.
Look at
pass.
Dallas.
I'm gonna kick it.
and I said
I'm a
this
bitch.
earlier. Look at Dallas. The second best player on their team is their kicker
Sure.
after Micah Parsons. Yeah, he's the second best
Now?
player. Yeah,
No, man, CD Lamb, bro.
Ain't none of them better than
CD.
Dak. How could you put Dak? How could you put
Oh,
CD
here-
Lamb
here-
over
Dak.
Dak?
Wait. Come on, man. Though you finna start us back yelling again, man. Though we started off the show yelling. We
So-
gonna end the show yelling, bro.
So
Come on, man.
it's
Don't
called-
do that to
so
me,
it's
man.
consistency.
I'm passionate
Hey.
about this thing.
I'm not a Cowgirls
Don't
fan.
do this to me, man.
I'm not a Cowgirls fan,
Me
but
neither.
you can't say the wide receiver is better than the quarterback when the quarterback is the reason that the wide receiver got paid.
Wait. Let me take that away from you for the simple fact that you could have got any quarterback to throw you the ball.
No.
Wait. Hold
No.
up. Wait. And this is why I'm kind of playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because you can throw short yards and it's up to the receiver to get the majority of the yards afterwards because you got to run with the ball. The quarterback just got to get you the ball. So you can run.
Remember
you can
Debo
run
talked
slant.
about
Jack don't
intricacies.
always get you the ball.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why Dak he's
Dak
yeah,
got-
to his accuracy is off. Him seeing the field is off. His field of vision is off. You can tell by the last playoff game that when they played the Packers, his seeing the field was off, bro.
No, we just was better than them.
He ain't been right to me since he came back from his injury.
No, but the Packers
Since
really-
It's just better than
Since
them.
his brother died, since his brother committed suicide, that's when he
Oh, boy.
been off,
Go on
man.
and say it, man.
He been off.
No, go on.
I don't know what y'all talking
You
about.
know what I'm
man.
talking. Oh, you gonna give him a pass?
No, he ain't got no pass.
Okay.
What I'm saying is Dak got his money before CD
Yeah.
and he got his money with CD.
I bet you Jerry Jones
CD?
is very,
Yeah, I bet
very
you he
regretful
busy.
that
He
he
ain't getting
signed
no
him.
money.
You better believe it.
before Dak. You want to know
I
why?
bet-
Because it was because of Dak that CD got this money.
No, man, because you got to catch.
I
and
still
it
make the
happen
argument,
afterwards,
though,
bro.
Have you noticed their interaction? They relationship is strained.
It's done.
Right.
Because he a diva.
Who's a diva?
CD.
So is Dak.
No, he not.
Yeah, he
Dak
is.
But you're
ain't
not
no
even
diva.
throwing.
He gotta throw. This is the only receiver he got. That's why.
So why is he not going to him, though?
right.
Especially to Ferguson's hurt.
Ferguson. So why is he not going to CDO?
He can't. He doubled. And CD still getting
But you
catches.
can run slant routes, though. You can run slant routes. You can run curl routes. You can run whatever routes to get this man open. You ain't got to send him down the field. You can run slants.
Let's see how many catches CD got, man. He getting the ball.
Well, while we do that, we come back from the break.
No, we done.
We done.
You out of here,
Yeah,
Jack.
they changed, man. They changed around here, dude. I try to tell you.
Oh,
We
I
outta here.
hadn't been here.
Hey, you got to be willing to adapt with the
Yeah,
change,
you
man.
gotta adjust, man.
Hey, man, things are changing. AI, people, Debo getting old as a fool. There's all type of stuff happening, man.
Let me thank Miss Medea Johnson, Mr. Benjamin Juarez, Devon Jones, DJ the Protege, Jay Right Out,
Yes, sir.
and Harry. Of course, Dan
AKA
Debo.
Papa Smurf.
And Pop Smurf.
That's Papa Smurf right there.
I never understood the Smurfs. I
Me
could
neither.
never
I
get
just
that.
like what was
Who-
the purpose
who-
of it?
It wasn't nothing to understand for me. I was a kid and I liked the
It was just
the
a bunch of
cartoon.
blue people.
Yeah.
Who was the what was the only female Smurf? Anybody know her name?
I don't know, but she was fine to me, bro.
All right, we're going
Yeah, let's get out of
here, man.
She was a blue fine thing.
Got a poster up in your room, like,
man.
come on, man.
She was strapped.
Wow. That's wild.
The good Lord willing, creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. Y'all have a safe and wonderful weekend, and as always, go from this place in peace.